I'd like to invite Pakistan's captain, Shan Masood. Shan, a tough test match to start off your home season. Lots of questions. Let's start right at the top, the pitch. We're expecting, or we believe that you played with 4 fast bowlers. You're expecting a lot of movement up front.
Look, I mean, never to make it an excuse, but it didn't play the way we thought it would, number one. Number two, there were also other factors in the game, like we lost half a day in the first day. So then when it's 4.5 days or 4 days, you think that's going to be the faster men that do the bulk of the overs, looking at the pitch as well. And then also with the weather that had been around in Islamabad and Rawalpindi, we had been here for 9 days and it had almost rained every day, and we've had a perfect match without any drop of rain after that first day. So a lot of things that came into factors, but at the end of the day, I mean, we have to look upon the mistakes we've made collectively and work on them.
Yeah, just coming into the test match, obviously it's end of monsoon seasons, high humidity. Was that ever a factor in actually playing those 4 fast men?
Again, that was a thought. Again, firstly, looking at the pitch, we expected the pitch to do a bit more. Secondly, I thought with 3 fast bowlers, you were going to be pushing them to the limit, and that would mean that the spinner would also have to operate at around 25-30 overs a day. So that was something we were trying to avoid. If you bring the spinners into play, that was more day 5. Again, we thought that with weather, it might not even last 5 days completely. And again, I think at the end of the day, we got it wrong, and we just have to work our way around it now.
Yeah, hindsight is a great thing. You declared your first innings and end up losing the test match. If you go back now, would you have done things differently?
Like again, hindsight's 2020. The reasons for declarations was a positive push to push the game forward, to hopefully have a crack at them in the 4th innings. But look, we declared and we could have done with those runs, but also there were some things in the ball and in the field that we could have done better to either have a lead or kept them at par.
Today, the batting wasn't brilliant. You did get bowled out. Was there a lot in the pitch, or do you still think that short selections was the case?
Look, I think it's a mix of things. I think with the way that there was a 117-run lead, for us to be in a winning position, it was going to take a lot. So when you're technically playing for a draw, that's where pressure happens and funny things can happen. They've bowled well. The cracks have opened up, as we saw in the last session last night, that I thought that's when it did the most. And the Bangladesh bowlers bowled really well in that particular spell. But again, there have been mistakes and mistakes that we have to do better with whenever we play next.
Last question before I let you go. Everybody's asking the same question. Is there room for a spinner come the next day? Same venue? It'll probably be a similar surface, not too different. Weather will also probably be the same.
Look, there's always room for a spinner, but that's the thing. You have to look at your whole 11. We lost Ahmed Jamal, who offered us something both with the bat and ball. So that meant that we had to play 4 all-in-out seamers. That's where we were missing the all-rounder as well. So the spinner can always come in. When we played in Sydney and we thought that we really need a frontline spinner there, Sajid Khan played over there. So you never rule it out. Again, it was a host of different equations that led you to playing 4 seamers, and it didn't work. So we'll see the pitch, we'll assess the conditions. Just because one thing hasn't worked right now doesn't mean it won't work again. So you have to respect the conditions and see the best team that you can play then.
But historically, the Pindi pitch does play pretty much like this, the same. If you look at the scorecards, say 1994, even in the 4th inning, there was runs being scored. So that question will come up again and again. I
think there have been different pitches produced for test matches. When we play domestic cricket in Rawalpindi, it's completely different. Again, different seasons of the time. So again, it's a huge lesson for us in terms of what to expect of our own conditions. But again, the key comes down to assessing the conditions well and making sure that we don't make a lot of mistakes that we have in this game.
Thank you very much, Shan, and go well for the next game.